Hello, today we'll be talking about Clefable, the evolution of Clefairy. Starting in Gen 2, it's also the final evolution of Cleffa, who evolves into Clefairy, who evolves into Clefable when given a Moonstone. Clefable's previous PYC dates are April 2nd, 1996, January 22nd, 1999, November 12th, 2001, September 2nd, 2004, June 24th, 2007, April 14th, 2010, February 2nd, 2013, November 24th, 2015, September 14th, 2018, and July 5th, 2021. I most remember them and Clefairy being implied as aliens in the anime, which I thought was interesting. Let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Clefable, the fairy Pokemon, whose number is 0036. This is what it looks like. Its type is fairy. Its abilities are Cute Charm or Magic Guard in Gen 4+. Hidden abilities unaware, gender ratio 25% male, 75% female. Catch rate is 25 or 7.7%. Breeding is egg group fairy, hatch time 10. Height is 4'3" or 1.3 meters. Weight is 88.2 pounds or 40 kilograms. Base experience yield is 129 in the first 4 gens and 217 in 5+. Leveling rate is fast. EV yield is 3, all in HP. Shape is that, footprint is that, Pokedex color is pink, and its base friendship is 140. Clefable is a fairy-type Pokemon introduced in Gen 1. Prior to Gen 6, it was a normal-type Pokemon. It evolved from Clefairy when exposed to a Moonstone. It is the final form of Cleffa. Biology. Clefable is a tall, pink Pokemon with a vaguely star-shaped body. It has long, pointed ears, with dark brown tips and black oval eyes with wrinkles on either side. A curled lock of fur hangs over its forehead, much like its long, tightly curled tail. On its back is a pair of dark wings. Each wing has 3 points. Its hands have 3 fingers each, and its feet have 2 clawed toes and dark pink soles. Clefable is a timid nocturnal creature that flees when it senses people approaching, and is one of the world's rarest Pokemon. Its sensitive ears can distinctively hear a pin drop from half a mile to 110 yards away. Half a mile being 1 kilometer. Because of its acute hearing, it prefers to live in quiet mountainous areas, of which it is protective. It has also been seen at deserted lakes during a full moon. Using a bouncy gait, it can walk on water and sometimes appear to be flying using its small wings. The anime has shown that Clefable is actually an extraterrestrial Pokemon. According to one tradition, seeing a pair of Clefable ensures a happy marriage. Some scientists believe that Clefable stares intently at the moon because it is homesick. There is a legend to this as well, which tells of how it listens for the voices of its kind on the moon during clear and quiet nights. As mentioned in Pokemon Sleep, Clefable is known to sleep in remote places during quiet, moonlit nights. It is theorized that Clefable is dreaming about its friends and distant homeland during its peaceful slumber. Before Gen 5, Clefable and its pre-evolved forms were the only Pokemon that could have Magic Guard as an ability. Evolution. Clefable evolves from Clefairy and is the final form of Cleffa. Here you got this, yes. Game data Pokedex entries. In Red and Blue, in Gen 1, a timid fairy Pokemon that is rarely seen. It will run and hide the moment it senses people. In Yellow, they appear to be very protective of their own world. It is a kind of fairy rarely seen by people. Stadium. Its ears are very sensitive, so it does not like loud noises or busy places. Will not come out in front of people. In Gold, with its acute hearing, it can pick up sound from far away. It usually hides in quiet places. Silver, its very sensitive ears let it distinguish distant sounds. As a result, it prefers quiet places. In Crystal, said to live in quiet, remote mountains. This type of fairy has a strong aversion to being seen. Stadium 2 is just gold again. In Gen 3, in Ruby and Sapphire, Clefable moves by skipping lightly as if it were flying using its wings. Its bouncy step lets it even walk on water. It is known to take strolls on lakes on quiet, moonlit nights. In Emerald, a Clefable uses its wings to skip lightly, as if it were flying. Its bouncy step lets it even walk on water. On quiet, moonlit nights, it strolls on lakes. In Fire Red, it has an acute sense of hearing. It can easily hear a pin being dropped nearly 1,100 yards away. 1,000 meters. Leaf Green is basically Red and Blues again, but instead of a period, there is a comma. Gen 4 in Diamond, rarely seen by people, it is said to be drawn by the full moon to play at deserted lakes. In Pearl, Its hearing is so acute that it can hear a pin drop over half a mile. It lives on quiet mountains. Platinum. It's very weary and rarely shows itself to people. Its ears can hear a pin drop over half a mile away. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are their gold and silver counterparts. In Gen 5, the black and white entries are just platinums again. In Black 2 and White 2, their ears are sensitive enough to hear a pin drop from over a mile away, so they're usually found in quiet places. In Gen 6, X is basically pearls but slightly different, so we'll read it again. Its hearing is so acute, it can hear a pin drop over half a mile away. It lives on quiet mountains. For Y, that is red and blue again, returning the comma to a period from leaf green. I don't know why, but okay. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are their Ruby and Sapphire counterpart. In Gen 7 and Sun, they don't like to reveal themselves in front of people. They live quietly in packs deep in the mountains. In Moon, according to tradition, people who see a pair of Clefable skipping by can look forward to a happy marriage. Should just be like a couple? Whatever. In Ultra Sun, it can't help but hear a pin drop from over half a mile away, so it lives deep in the mountains where there aren't many people or Pokémon. Ultra Moon. Some scientists believe that it gazes intently at the sky on nights with a full moon because it's homesick. Let's go Pikachu, let's go Eevee. That's just the yellow entry. For Gen 8, Sword is leaf greens, as it has the comma instead of the period. Shields is Black 2 and White 2. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, those are their Diamond and Pearl counterparts. In Legends Arceus, Legend says that on clear, quiet nights, it listens for the voices of its kin living on the moon. I too often think of my homeland, so far away. For Gen 9, Scarlet is Crystal's entry. Violet's entry is Fire Red's. Here's Clefable in the Alola Pokedex, and here's Clefable in the Kitakami Pokedex. Here are the game locations, side game locations, and events. Held items. Pokemon caught in Gen 1 must be traded to a Gen 2 game in order for held item to appear. From the games Red, Blue, and Yellow, you get leftovers 100% of the time. Black, White, Black 2, and White 2, you get a Lepa Berry 50% of the time and a Moonstone 5% of the time. Sword and Shield, you get a Moonstone 5% of the time. In Legends Arceus, normal, you get a Lepa Berry 30% of the time, Vivichoke 15% of the time, and grit items by level. Alpha, you get an EXP Candy, L 100% of the time, or Seed Mastery 40% of the time, and grit items by level. Again, still don't know how the math works, but okay. So, stats, base stats. So we'll compare Gen 1 through 5 and 6 onward. HP 95, that stays the same. Attack 70, that stays the same. Defense 73, that stays the same. Special attack 85, that goes up to 95. Special defense 90, that stays the same. Speed 60, that stays the same. So it goes from a total of 473 to a total of 483. Then we got a note here for the Gen 1 through 5 box. This Pokemon's special base stat in Gen 1 was 85. Here's the Pokéthon stats. Type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, flying, ground, rock, ghost, fire, water, grass, electric, psychic, ice, and fairy. Weak to poison and steel for double. Immune to dragon. Resistant to fighting, bug, and dark for half. Notes, if this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of dragon-type moves is 1, so it goes from 0 to 1. Due to the conversion to fairy-type, the effectiveness of ghost-type moves was 0, so it went from 0 to 1. Dragon-type, dark, steel, bug, and poison were 1. That goes, so dark went half, steel went double, bug went to half, and poison went to double, and fighting type was 2 prior to Gen 6, so fighting went from 2 to half. For learn set by leveling up, because of how this works, you could hypothetically have a level 1 Clefable, so we'll read all of the moves. Level 1, Metronome, Meteor Mash, Moonblast, or Life Dew. Pound, Growl, Sing, Defense Curl, Splash, Sweet Kiss, Charm, Encore Moonlight, Follow Me, Cosmic Power, Gravity, Healing Wish, Copycat, After You, Stored Power, and Disarming Voice. By TM, we're skipping Breeding, nothing for Prior Evolution, Side Game Data, okay, Evolution Data, we talked about this yesterday, so we'll go over it again. Sprites, okay. So here, yeah, you get the basics, pretty much the same, not much has changed about this one. This one is a little bit more red, which is interesting. It becomes a little bit darker. We get the shiny, has a little bit of green highlights there. Then we got this. So I think this was more or less the same. I think this is a copy of Clefairy's, where it had like the green tips and maybe a couple other little details and lighter skin. I think that too. So yeah, those are. That's basically the same. So yeah, it's green. Yeah. Okay. Yep. These are all pretty much the same, more or less. I guess these are animated, while these maybe weren't. And yeah, I got these. Yep. It doesn't really change a whole lot. Like this. The back sprite. I guess we could. Okay, so the back sprite. So you get from like this first view, it's all that, and you get like a more of the back, I guess, and then yeah, you get to see kind of there's no more of those dark spots, I guess. It kind of just stays more. These seem to get smaller as time goes on. This is a little bit more zoomed in than those. Yeah, and then it becomes a solid color. That's right. That's right. They changed it to just okay. So in Gen 5, I guess they made it all just one solid color here for the wings, which is interesting. It just stays the same, basically. And then here's the 3D models. Then we've got, and Gen 7 models. Got Sword and Shields, Legend of Arceus's models. These are not complete. They seem to be cut off here. Yes. Maybe this is the best they could do with the screenshot they had. I don't know. Or maybe it gets cut off. Like, this is like its image in the Pokedex or something, and it gets cut off. I don't know. I haven't played that game yet. I will one day, though. Cross-generation. I got, this home. Yeah. In the anime. Clefable in the anime. For this Pokedex entry, I've already recorded it for the anime section, so we'll cut to the professional doing it and cut back.
Clefable, an advanced form of Clefairy. These unique creatures are among the rarest Pokémon in the world.
Welcome back. Now we got Clefable in Pokemon Origins, Clefable in Pokemon Evolutions, in the manga, Clefable in Pokemon Adventures. So we got a Pokedex here in Pokemon Adventures, Chapter 69. Acute hearing, able to detect the sound of a pin drop a kilometer away. This, the TCG, other appearances in Pokemon Unite. Clefable is playable through obtaining a Unite license. It is a melee supporter that starts as Clefairy, which evolves into Clefable at level 4. Trivia: the prototype name for Clefable was Ariella. The Russian dub of the anime used this name during the original series. In the Polish dub of the episode Clefairy and the Moonstone, Clefable is called Clefryla. And this last point we did yesterday. Origin: Clefable seems to be based on fairies and pixies, since it is a playful, magical, humanoid creature with wings. Still don't agree with it being humanoid. It may also be inspired by the concept of extraterrestrial life due to its rumored celestial origins and vaguely star-shaped body. It may be a reference to the mythical moon rabbit due to its large ears, various moon-related powers, and the fact it evolves from Clefairy using a moonstone. Name origin: Clefable may be a combination of clef, musical symbol, and fable. Pixie may be derived from pixie. I'm pretty sure it is. In other languages, related articles. Yeah, let's move on. Let's watch Clefable's first scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion. We are continuing episode 6, Clefairy and the Moonstone. We started it yesterday. In this episode, Ash, the main character, and his traveling companions, Brock and Misty, along with his faithful companion Pikachu, have met Seymour the scientist here, and he has told them about the Moonstone, which is now blown up and caused these smart shards. We're at the end of the episode now, and we're gonna see the Clefairy who find the Moonstone sacred evolve into Clefable. So, see, it hits their head and then they evolve. Yeah. Kind of evolving, growing bigger into Clefable. That's probably a good place to stop. That was Clefable's first scene. Let's move on. Let's see why people love Clefable. Let's let's look at the fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art. Instead, we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. So for those of you who don't know how this works, what we do is we go through these images until we find an image that doesn't contain a Clefable. Clefable by MCG Mark. So it looks like it's punching something, maybe doing a move that involves punching. Kind of weird with like actual human looking fingers instead of the cute little hands it has. Yeah, it's interesting looking. Clefable by Clinkors. So that's this cute little, you know, Clefable here. Looking like it's maybe dancing around, and it's very cute. Then we got Clefable with Pancakes by Happy Crumble. So we got this cute looking Clefable here, holding a stack of pancakes. Pretty basic. And this is not Clefable, so we'll move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight as I need to wait until I talked about Eevee before I can evolve Clefairy into Clefable in Pokemon Blue. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Vulpix. As always, this isn't my proper outfit, and you'll see me tomorrow.